might happen, what might be available to you, if fear was not an option. Are you ready? Ready to relinquish doubt and befriend your most actualized self? Are you ready?
Wish your mama happy birthday before she goes to work.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Be safe.
Call came in just before 6:30 a.m.
Detective? You're gonna want to see this.
"25 fractures in all. Only bodies I've ever seen this broken were run over by trains."
He's killed before. You don't start out this proficient at it.
I think he knew his victims. Feels personal.
This guy's left no eyewitnesses. Who could not be noticed?
The last thing we need right now is a serial killer.
Well, that's what we got, sir.
Are you scared? Shabby?
Do you not understand what went on in here? No human is capable of that kind of evil.
Do you ever feel like you can't breathe? Your heart is just gonna stop. You wanna yell, but you know no one believes you.
It's too late. It's coming.
Fear was not an option. 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 Fear was not an option.
You believe in God,
Yeah, of course.
even with everything you've seen.
No, I believe in the devil too.
What can fans expect this season?
One, they can expect some bittersweet nostalgia. I think the 90s is not very removed from for a lot of people. I know myself included. I love the 90s. I felt like that time period had the best fashion, the best music, the best hair, but everything, you know. And so it'll be really, really beautiful to kind of step it back into that time zone, but also, you know, explore some of the things that were going on during that time that weren't so sweet, you know. So they can expect that. They can expect some surprises, and they can expect to be scared shitless.
Yeah, I've seen the first few episodes. I gotta say, you killed it, by the way. But the first season was very much psychological for the majority of it. This season is straight horror, and I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
What was it like to step into that role?
You know, it was interesting for me because, you know, I had to leave Lucky from the first season behind. And that was really hard because, you know, it's like she's kind of like my firstborn, you know what I'm saying? And so to kind of be like, okay, you stay there while I go and have my secondborn, you know, was really, really hard. But I had to do it in order to allow this character, Dawn, to really take up space and just be the fullness of what she is and to be able to say what she wants to say. So yeah, and I've spent my whole career playing roles that differ from each other. But I never thought that I would actually come back to the same show and do roles that differ from each other. So it's been exciting and challenging in the best way, honestly.
In the premiere episode, there's a scene where you walk into a house and you walk into a kitchen.
Mm.
What was that like on set?
It was interesting. If we're thinking about the same scene without ruining it for people, I asked to not see what my character sees until they were on me, if that makes sense, because I wanted my reaction to that thing to be very, very real and authentic. I didn't want to see it and be and be, be desensitized to it by the time it comes time to shoot it. So I was like, no, hide it from me. And they literally did. And I'm glad.
So that's a genuine reaction that we
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine my reaction, but you know, it. I love this season. I love the first season, but there's something special about this season. It's darker in ways, but the first season was so real in so many ways. And I think that's what made that scary.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that 1000%. I mean, people ask me all the time in the first season, was it scarier dealing with the supernatural entities of first season or the real people doing really terrible things? And every single time it was always the real people doing really terrible things. Yeah, just the extent that people will go to kind of hurt another person. That was what was terrifying for me, more than the supernatural entities. But I agree with you. This season is also really special in its own beautiful way. And again, I think because, a lot of people know where they were when certain things happened in history, during the 90s. So I feel like they'll feel included in that way, which will be really, really nice.
Now I was around then.
Yeah,
And
me
not spoil anything.
It's crazy to think that the 90s was like so long ago, but I'm just like, it feels literally like yesterday. And maybe because I still love the style and I still love the fashion and all of that, but literally it was not that far. It was not that long ago for me.
Yeah. And I love that you both seasons you play a very strong woman who's determined, and that I think is a huge for women today. We don't get to see that enough. So I love that you can come in with that type of power.
Thank you so much. That is extremely important for me because I see far too many roles where, you know, they're kind of sending the message that femininity and strength are separate from each other, and they're not. A lot of times they show like if a woman is strong, then she's somehow masculine. And that might be true in some cases, but it's not always true. A woman can be feminine and strong at the same time. They're not opposites. Just in the same way that masculinity and strength are not synonymous. And so for me, playing characters that are feminine and sometimes soft and also tough badasses. You see her be soft. You see Dawn be soft in the series. You also see her be a badass. You know what I'm saying? And that for me feels very, very real. I mean, at least feels real for who I actually am, because I'm a softie, but I'm also a tough woman. And so, yeah, I just love that little Marvin gets it in that way. And he doesn't create these characters, these female characters that feel very one note. So yeah, it's just an honor.
So do you see a lot of yourself in the detective this season?
I do. I do. I do. In the fact, again, that she is, a strong woman who is still very much so connected to her femininity, in the fact that she, is still discovering herself, and the fact that she's so passionate about her community. And she just does not take no for an answer. Yeah, she is someone that I really can relate to, and I feel very honored to play. I almost like feel like a lot of my characters feel like, this may sound crazy, but they feel like friends. Like I feel like they're people that I would actually hang out with in real life, you know? And so yeah, Dawn is definitely in that group.
Can you speak to a little bit about her determination, about the fact that she cares so much about so many people?
Mm-hmm. I think that that's something that is real. But you know what I love about her is that she cares about so many people. She's a lot of things to a lot of people, but she's also still her own person. And I think for me, that is so important to portray that in a female character, because a lot of times I find that if a character is, for example, a mother, that somehow they're written in a way where like their whole life and existence revolves around being a mother. And from the mothers that I know, that's actually not true. They're very much so their own people. They very much so have other things going on. And yes, they love this kid, but also like what is going on over there, you know? They're whole people. They were whole people before they had that kid, and they're whole people, after they had the kid. And I feel like that's something that just felt very real and true. And it's not often done when it comes to male characters. When male characters are written as fathers, you don't really see that their whole existence, revolves around being a dad. They kind of go off on this crazy, amazing journey. And at the end of their amazing journey, they come kiss the wife and kids and like have dinner. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when women are portrayed as mothers, it's like, it's like everything is just that. And that's just not true, And so I just love that Dawn is someone who has a lot of shit going on because it's just very, very real. She has a kid. She's a daughter. She has a job. She has a community. She has a thing. She's trying to figure out her own stuff. Like that is just very, very real to being a human being in the world. And I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I love the character. Like I love your character from the first season. I mean, it's just you do amazing work, and I can't wait till we can talk about it with everybody and
Thank
see
you.
what they have to say too. But I thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you.
And like I said, I can't wait to see more.
Thank you so, so much. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great day, okay?
You.